3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Shit My Pastor Said, the only podcast where we talk about all that shit those pastors have said. It's a great day to be a Carlton Bulldog. Am I right, Dano?
Is this a new catchphrase we're trying out?
I'm doing it 2 weeks in a row because tonight is Carlton Esco Cloquet playing hockey against the stupid town of Hibbing. Unless we have a lot of listeners from there, then I'm a big fan. But tonight, Dunzo.
I made the...
you got to say your name.
My name's Dano. I made the roast on Facebook how... just as the shitty town of Hibbing was once moved on logs chopped down by lumberjacks, thus the game will be the lumberjacks moving the shitty town of Hibbing.
I feel like you could have got there quicker.
No way,
slow.
slow.
You could just say, "Hey, Hibbing on fucking logs. Fuck you." That would have been a lot faster.
Hey, you said the word stupid earlier and hockey. I once was called stupid by...
You're not going to tell that story, are you? No.
By the hockey coach.
You did.
I think that's a lost episode.
No, it is. It was the first one.
Yep.
When we get that paywall,
I'll tell the whole story.
The whole story. And everyone wants to hear it, send us $100,000. All right. So for today's episode, we got two things. We're going to first talk about shitty events, then take a break, and then shitty events.
I'm like, why are we running down the itinerary?
Because I'm telling the listeners what they can expect. Okay. Social anxiety is real, right? And then we're going to wrap it up with a really special event that's going to become an annual thing. I just made that up right now. It's going to be great. But where we're starting today, shitty church events. If you're listening to this, you probably went to something called a harvest party, or you went to an Easter egg hunt, or some traumatic thing.
Nothing wrong with an Easter egg hunt.
There's a lot wrong with Easter egg hunts.
Oh,
yes.
my God.
We had to make a whole Lego movie just for the Easter egg hunt because you couldn't just have Easter eggs. You had to entertain the kids as well.
Sure. As a staff member, I'm sure it
sucked.
But not as a fun parent.
Well, it's great being the parent when I think there was like 1,200 kids in the building.
That is crazy.
And the only time I had a hangover at church was at Easter egg hunt. It was rough. Did you hear him sober?
More like ibuprofen hunt for Kris, for Pastor Kris.
Okay, so what we want to do is go through some shitty events that we had to go through. Or we had to live, and we think this might spur some trauma in your life as well, so be kind to yourself. But they're fucking hilarious.
I'll start with the harvest party. The first harvest party I remember going to.
But can you explain what a harvest party is?
It's just the Christian alternative to Halloween.
And why can't they use Halloween party?
Great question. I had to switch my...
Get through it.
I had to switch it for at the church I worked at. I called it a Halloween party. Because I'm like,
they change it for you?
Yeah, no. Well, I said I'm gonna call it Halloween because I think we're chill enough around here where it seems to make sense that we would just call it a Halloween, and it was because he said the top 2 of the 3 top givers will write me a very angry email if we call it a Halloween party.
That's so dumb.
I know that was
all
like the beginning. I'm like, come on, lame-o. But when I was a kid,
we should call those people up and see if they would have sent an email. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, I know who one of them is.
We should do it. Call them right now. Let's do it live.
Should I tell a story about... No, I probably shouldn't. Hey,
I'm just shaking my head. Whatever it is, just no, it's not.
You're out there? There you go. Harvest party when we were a kid, I really... when you're 10 years old, Halloween is a huge deal. Everyone's talking about it.
And everyone's doing it, too.
Yeah. And so we went to... our church finally had one.
Way older than 10, Dano, because I would have been 13.
I think that's about right.
No, I would have been in the cool youth group.
No, you went to this harvest party.
Not at 13, I didn't.
I don't know when the time frame is.
It matters.
I'm saying I was a little kid and I wanted to go.
7.
Okay, no, whatever. I wanted to go as one of David's mighty men, which, if we're giving any credit to the Bible, those guys
slap.
Those guys slap.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom made me a...
Sounds like an adult movie.
...shield and a sword made of cardboard. And I fit the part.
What part did you fit?
I probably look more like Shepherd David than Warrior David.
You probably look like recently homeless.
Yeah,
David.
with a sword.
A cardboard sword.
Then I show up, and this other kid is there. Maybe I tried to go as David, and he came as one of David's mighty men with a full-ass 6 foot in circumference bronze shield.
I like you to slide that in circumference.
So pissed. And then we're top it all off. Apple dunk. What's it called?
Yeah,
Bobbing for
dunking.
apples.
Yeah.
Ruined my breastplate. The water.
They're gonna go with your teeth.
No.
I
The middle linebacker at River Falls ruined my teeth.
Yeah. I remember Harvest Party at the same shitty church when we were kids. I can still smell that building. Like, can you smell it?
Not
Oh
at
my
the
God.
moment.
I can smell it like it was yesterday. And someone dressed up as a demon or Satan.
Whoa.
And I remember asking some adult, and I'm like, well, why can they do that? And he's like, well, I guess Satan is in the Bible. And I'm like, you guys should have told me this earlier. We could have dressed as fucking demons, my man.
What else could we have dressed as? Bears?
A talking ass.
A talking ass?
Bears.
Hey, you already got that. Is it Halloween?
We can do stand-up.
Chil-
Hey, talking ass.
Children killing bears?
No, the bear.
Children eater. Yeah, I'm saying.
The bear ate the kids, not the
No,
kids.
I phrased it wrong. A child eating bear.
Okay. But the shitty event.
All the shit in Revelation? Those are some costumes.
Do you remember when we were told at that same church that the seven-headed dragon was the Catholic Church?
Wow.
Do you remember that?
I remember our mom saying that. She probably
Well, and she heard it from there. I remember okay, well, let's get off this.
Hey, it's Catholic
abandoned
month.
ship.
It is Catholic month.
Why do we keep... Lent is so much more than Catholicism.
And it's Catholic month.
So communion can be only Catholic.
You mean the living,
Oh my God, let's
the
move on.
actually living body of Christ?
Let's
Yes.
move on to... So the reason we're doing this is that the shitty event like the Halloween party, you couldn't just have a normal event. Christian events always have to be like, we are forward-facing fun, but we can't say... Why can't you say Halloween at a Halloween party?
Especially because it's fucking a Christian religious holiday.
Yes.
That was like the most maddening thing to me is when I was at some point learned that like, wait, Christians created this holiday? Like, why can't we celebrate it if Christians created this?
And the Christians didn't put the razor blades in the Biddle honeys, right? Do you think it was a spiritual reason you can't give any energy to what you deem evil or Satan, and that's why you can't even use the word Halloween?
Yes.
Like Voldemort and Harry Potter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? I mean, what else would it be?
I actually never really thought about it. It's like you have to be countercultural. And so instead of calling it Halloween, we call it Harvest. And I don't even know.
I think it's like...
It's 100% demons.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like feeding what you want and starving what you don't. Like you don't feed the demonic holiday by recognizing it.
But by that logic, then what about Valentine's Day? Why couldn't everything be a demonic holiday?
Well, I mean, if we're giving our mom credit, which I am about to, she really remember when she like stopped like even a Christmas tree. I remember one year it was a hard sell for her.
I didn't want to bring that up, but
no, I mean. I'm giving her credit. Like,
yeah, she made some pivots.
But I'm even saying like at least she had continuity.
Well, I do from man. What are the odds that mom
like
and dad
she didn't
to
do Easter baskets because
the pagan holiday,
which is like okay, at least she's being across the board even though it sucked.
But again, going back to shitty events, it's that shitty theology of saying if we say the word Halloween, does demons have more access to my kids? And if you believe that they do, then that means Satan has agency to be able to do things to you that you don't even have control over.
Right.
So why does it just that holiday, and why isn't it like watching a commercial and something you unwillingly knew was demonic? Now you have demons inside of you.
Right.
It's such a scary world where there's no end.
Yeah.
The only end is get to church.
Yeah.
Hence, harvest parties.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you mine. The LAN parties. What does LAN stand for again in computer world?
Something
Linear
something area network.
Local area network.
Local.
Yeah. Yeah, because all the computers are connected to each other just there. And I inherited this from Wade Johnson, who was the youth pastor before me, who's my friend. And they wanted the kids and one leader. You remember who it was? Nate? wanted to do this event, and I hated it. I've not been on record. I hated this event more than anything else because I'd have to stay late. They would never leave on time. I'd have to order pizzas, and all these kids didn't have money, but we had to charge for it. God, I just hated it. And I'd be stuck there for like 6 hours, and then I'd end up playing Madden football all night long.
Okay, so from a church perspective, was that event like a success? Because it probably did bring kids that didn't go to that church into the church.
Yes, it was success if success meant just getting people in the building. But the whole point was, hey, let's get kids in the building because then they're going to get saved and they're going to fall in love with our building or maybe make a connection with me or whatever. And sure. But I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it so much.
You didn't fuck around with Age of Empires 2?
No, it was one game called not Contraceptive.
It was Age of Empires.
No, it was not.
They definitely played that.
Counter-Strike is the game they played.
I once got in an argument with a young man named Andrew who said that Age Mythology sucked and you can only play Age of Empire 2. And that's a bullshit, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I hated that event, though. But, okay, I want to go now, Dano.
All right.
To your version of...
Yes, so there was a event at the church Kris used to work at that was one of the most popular services, right? For a season when I was there playing drums in the band. Okay, yeah, it was called Unchained. And it would be once a month on a Sunday night.
Remember what Sunday it was?
Third.
First Sunday was
101.
Second Sunday.
Membership? I don't know.
Okay, anyways.
I was in the house band for that it was a really good band.
It was.
Nick, Anna, I forget the bass player's name.
Anthony?
He was late, much later.
Oh.
He was...
He
didn't come until after I left.
He listens.
Yeah, does he?
Yeah.
Nice. Anthony! Here's a joke I do with Anthony. Hey, Anthony, I actually went to a movie last night with my brother, and it was, like, really good. He's like, really? I'm like, no. That was the joke. So we do that every time we see each other.
Keep moving, please. Okay.
Anyway, so I wanted to start. The house band was really good. None of them are Christians anymore. We were really good. And it was all like worship music and then Holy Spirit prayer time.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure we're going to keep talking about this, but like that room felt like something was happening.
It did.
And I had like powerful experiences that I don't always know how to explain. I think it's like that whole expectation thing we talked about on an old episode.
And
but
mob mentality.
Yeah. Yes. And everything, like wanting to be on the cool team and blah, 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 blah. So then when I went and started, or was a part of a church in Minneapolis, I tried to do this event. And I was thinking of the name. I actually don't remember the name we landed on. It was just some generic, like, I don't know. But the name I thought about was...
Give it to me.
I-35. For two reasons. Isaiah 35 is like all about the Spirit of God like dropping and like signs and miracles. I don't have it in front of me. But it was
just not your personality, even back then.
No, because like I thought like, this church I was a part of was right next to Interstate 35. Yeah. And Isaiah 35 is like the mission statement of an event like this.
I know. It's just not, you were never that guy that's trying to make puns with the Bible.
It wasn't even a pun. It's Isaiah 35.
But it's, yeah. Anyways.
We're going to talk about naming shit.
I have some weird-ass names. I'm saying it's surprising because that's not your personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then it didn't work, the event or the name.
Yeah,
and,
tell me why.
Because one of your former bosses heard about it. I think I must have asked her because she had led the Unchained services.
I don't know this story.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
And so she was like coaching me on it or whatever. And I'm like, I'm thinking about the name I-35. And she's like, oh my God, you can't do it. And apparently it was like a super far right-wing conservative, like way out there charismatic, like group from the 70s that believed like the whole stretch of I-35 from Louisiana to Canada.
Yeah.
Was like, she's like, so I would probably avoid that name. I'm like,
you're
thank
right.
you.
I'll
go with, like a Sunday night fireplace or whatever, like whatever dumb name.
It was all geared on revival, like moving up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the event never worked. It was a big, dark, empty room with 15 people that really wanted to see God move, and God didn't move. And none of the musicians ever wanted to do it.
How many times did you do it?
I don't know, a year and a half maybe.
You did
I don't
12 of them?
I did at least 10.
Did you speak at all of them?
Yeah.
And? Brought the house down?
Applause.
Applause.
That's all I wanted.
Everyone just kept yelling, a Brandon ship, a Brandon ship. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to say about shitty events being Unchained I-35?
I think that is the purest form for me of like so wanting something to work at a church, an event, and it just not working.
It's like when you throw a dinner party and then it turns into like, maybe we should have like a themed dinner party and like this is really going to work or no one's going to like it and no one shows up. I
think, sure.
I mean, I'm saying like you have an idea in your head of how it's going to be, and when you start doing it, you're like, I think I might have missed something.
Exactly, missing something because like all the ingredients are here for this. Like it's our church culture, more or less. We're just like that other church that it's like wildly successful at. We have really good musicians. I'm a bang out speaker. I had a good name that I can't remember what it was.
I-35. Yeah, what did you call it? You haven't said it yet.
I can't remember what it was. It was something like Unchained.
Was it something in Greek, like koinonia?
Yeah, exactly.
Come and see ya?
I love having friends that like have like Hebrew tattoos.
I know.
And then like, hey, French or like whatever. It's my favorite thing.
My favorite is if you drive by a coffee shop and you know by the name, you're like, it's a fucking Christian coffee shop. Uncommon Grounds, Koinonia. Oh, God.
Yeah, they're closed on Sundays. You're like, what in the fuck?
I can't. That should be a whole episode is Christian businesses. Fucking hell. All right. Here's my story for shitty events is Dano. Who started Jazz Nights?
Me.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
No one else.
No.
Everyone would say Dano started it.
Dano, Max, and Adam.
That's what I thought. So
and maybe Brock and maybe Ryan. 1208 House.
Ryan. I don't know Ryan. Anyways.
So the inception of Jazz Night was probably like fucking Blue Like Jazz.
It's 100% what it is.
But it's also, what's the movie with Robin Williams? He's like a professor at a boys' school.
Dead Poet Society.
Dead Poet Society. That's very much.
It is very much Dead Poet Society.
Well, that was part of the inspiration, I think. So we were going to get together, and I mean, it's just classic white, nerdy young men. But
like
we're going to smoke
pipes.
We're going to drink whiskey. We're going to dress up, and then we're going to read
wear
poetry.
Scarves.
Well, scarves was just part of the dress up.
I remember showing up to one without a scarf, and I got
rules differ by chapter because where Jazz Night really took off is when I brought it to Minneapolis. And,
really?
Yeah, that's when we got a lot more formal with dressing up. That's when people started writing material, which was cool.
So I missed that because
you were only in Duluth.
I went one time. I'm like, this is horrible.
It's the first time I heard somebody say, hey, let me get some of that whiskey. And they hand him a thing of Bushmills. Like, I don't want none of this Protestant bullshit. I drink my whiskey Catholic, motherfucker. I was like, oh, my God.
So I did a version of Jazz Night because I really liked it. We just planted the church, and I wanted to have more men's events. Have you heard the idea of men's retreat? They don't call it retreat.
I think Santa was doing an announcement on one of those from that church up by the North Pole. Mini episode 1, folks. Go check it out.
Did you say in the episode, did Santa say that he doesn't do retreat because you're always advancing?
No, I never heard that.
Oh, that's the whole point. Of like, it was like my version of men's retreat, and churches now say we don't have retreats because we're always advancing. So it's called a men's advance.
Just punch him in the fucking mouth.
Oh, my God. Doug Wilson is one of those people. Fuck. If Doug's listening, fuck you, Doug Wilson. And if you don't know who that is, Google him. But I did my own version of Jazz Night, and it was in the basement of Kyle Markshausen's house. And I advertised it for 6 weeks. We made cards. We made invites. And I told everyone, like, we're going to drink whiskey or tea because there's a sober person. And we're going to read poetry, and we're going to share things that we love, and we're just going to talk. And you show up to Kyle's house, and we went right into the basement. So I'm like, well, that's fine, right? He had a cool basement. And there was 3 of us. Only 3 people showed up. Me, Kyle, and one other person. I'm like, I can. At the time I was drinking, so I'm like, I can drink whiskey with Kyle. And I don't remember who the 3rd person was, but then the 4th person showed up, and his
the tea guy. Let me guess. Oh, I guess we'll go turn the hot water on.
No, dude, it's so funny. I shouldn't say his name. Let's call him Joe Bag of Donuts, right? So Joe, he comes down, and Joe was newer to our church, heard about it, loved it, and he brought his study Bible. It was like, you can't see my hands, but it was like, what is that, Dano? That's about like 4 feet, right?
Yeah.
It was like about 6 inches thick, his Bible, and he wanted to come and just read the Bible. So we'd go around and read poetry, and then he would open up his Bible and was like, well, I want to read you Isaiah 35.
Probably. Banger.
And the whole time he was trying to make it, it's like he read the event, and he's like, I'm going to make this a goddamn Bible event. And he's like, well, I don't know why you guys are reading that poem, because in Isaiah 35 it says, and it was like, I knew within about 3 minutes this was going to be one of the worst events I ever did.
That's brutal.
It lasted 2 hours.
Brutal.
And the guy did not. And the guy started drinking whiskey and just kept talking. Oh,
like, yeah. I'm going to open up another book of the Bible called Song of Solomon. Here we go.
Now that I have my Catholic whiskey, I want to get on some Song of Solomon. Okay, for the last one.
Wait, jazz night.
Or Yaz night.
Jazz night. I forget what I was going to say.
We should do, hey, if you want to get behind that paywall, we'll do our own jazz night, recreate it.
Here's what I was going to say. In your early 20s or mid-20s, whatever, you can get away with, when you're renting a place, back then, when we were all renting a place, you could smoke inside. It was so funny. Even when I was like, we didn't have kids yet, but even when I was married and she was gone, my wife was gone, and I'd host a jazz night. People are smoking cigarettes, pipes, cigars.
I don't get that.
Oh, man. Love smoking cigarettes inside.
I've smoked maybe 2 cigarettes in my life.
No way. I've seen you smoke 3.
Okay, I'm off my 1. God damn.
I don't smoke cigarettes, I want to say. I don't even smoke a pipe anymore. I love smoking cigarettes.
You should keep doing it then.
Well, I've heard something from the Surgeon General.
Yeah, like that's going to take.
Right? I said that in heaven, if they're going to let C.S. Lewis smoke his pipe, then I'm smoking ciggies.
Who's going to tell anyone they can't do something in heaven?
St. Peter.
Remember that guy?
How about the Archangel?
St. Peter probably would also ruin a jazz night.
Yeah, St. Peter would.
Yeah.
Who would be awesome at a jazz night? I'll tell you who.
James. The Thunder Brothers, Zebedee, and who were the Thunder Brothers?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Sons of Thunder. Hello?
David's Mighty Men, were they a part of that?
Oh, I'm going to say disciples. It was like John of...
Oh, sure, I remember.
Yeah. Anyways.
Mine is Barabbas. He's hanging from the fucking rafters.
I'm more of a Barabbas guy. You're a Barabbas.
Is that what it is?
I have no
idea.
idea.
No, it's Barabbas.
My wife hates when I do that joke. She'll be like, because the Johnsons, I'm like, I'm more of a Janssen guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any more shitty events that you want to... Shitty Christian events?
Define shitty. Like cringy?
Sure.
I mean, I had an event kind of like the one I already said, but a super good idea for an event that nobody showed up to. Okay. Actually, I do want to say the one is praying for people on the street. We did events where...
Yeah, but... Yes. Is that an event or is that a ministry opportunity?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like something that you would host and invite people to.
We did there's a big festival in Northeast Minneapolis called Art Whirl.
Yeah.
We were always a part of it because we were a part of a building that had a bunch of artists in it, and we just leased one of the spaces. So they had like this huge party. It was awesome. And then I got the idea from some other Christian group to do we'll tell you the future, and we would try to do prophecy.
You have not shared this with me.
Or something kind of like playing into the carnival thing of like not your future, but hearing from God. Do you want to hear from God? Yeah.
Wait, if you can't see my face, it's very confused. So there's an Art Whirl, which is a huge event, hundreds of people in the building, if not.
It was crazy.
It's a huge event. And your idea was in this energy of all this fun and festivities, I'm going to hold an event where people could answer the question, do you want to hear from God?
Yeah.
And if I say yes,
then I would
What?
do the whole like prayer routine of trying to hear from God.
you would coach me on how to hear God for myself, or
like,
you would tell me something God
I
said.
would try to tell you something that God said.
Yeah.
And if that
So
related.
it's
I know
just-
it's bad. It's bad. Hey, guess what?
We should have
that
started with
tent
that
was
one.
pretty breezy with the empty space.
In a production meeting, we went down like, what are some shitty events?
I
That should have
forget.
came up right away.
I had this whole bit that as a somewhat progressive Christian at the time,
Yeah.
or at least progressive facing on the way, like, and we were
Yeah.
cool. We were like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I think you guys thought you were cool.
I'm saying we were cool enough compared to churches.
Yeah, you were
Compared to like everyone else's church, we seemed cooler.
yes.
Yeah. That whole stupid line that churches still try to use of like, we're not your parents' church, dude.
God, I hate that.
But we were kind of that without saying that because we would, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, you think you're special or different.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to do, let's do all the weird things that Christians and churches have done, but let's do it in our like cool style, you know? And so we would try street
Cool
preaching.
is the least
That's the
of-
wrong adjective.
No, but it's I understand.
I think it's a decent idea that I'm a different person now where I don't want to do it.
but it's it's taking something isn't great, and you're like, but maybe if we do it better.
Like a tent revival is the one I wanted to end it with.
Oh my God. yeah, I'm glad.
Anyways,
Okay, well those are the
go ahead, evangelical intern. Pitch that one at the next staff meeting.
Oh, what did you just say? I was like, we should do a whole episode on.
You do a lot of these. Oh, we should do a whole episode.
And I don't write them down, so I don't remember them. Yeah. So if
So far we got Steven Seagal week coming up.
we got Catholic month.
Catholic month is still ongoing.
I wrote down the one idea. I'm going to leave you with this before we go to our fake commercial. Is a whole episode where we talk about the Christians in our lives that were adults that we remember as kids. And then revisit it now as adults and be like, who were these people?
Oh yeah, they're still out there, baby.
Okay, let's. We'll be back with our very special segment.
Shit, my pastor said, oh, it's getting wild.
I started mine. Check.
And you start into the episode.
3, 2, 1. All right, we're back with Shit My Pastor Said. Kris, we had a good idea. I wouldn't say it's the most original idea, but it's a good
not
idea.
original, but it's great.
We got the big tourney coming up, March Madness. So we're going to do our own with.
Who's your favorite basketball player from any March Madness game you've ever watched?
I'm going to say, who is the kid from North Dakota? Fredette?
Was he from North Dakota?
He was from. Did he
No.
play for North Dakota,
No,
or he
no.
was from North Dakota?
No, he
Jimmy Fredette.
Jimmy Fredette played for BYU or Gonzaga, one of the two.
I
It
think
was
he's
not
from
North
North Dakota.
He didn't play.
No,
for
because my
fucking North
buddy
Dakota.
Andy was a big North Dakota Rube, and he's like, so we watched him. That was a fun time. I remember Steph Curry at Davidson was nutso.
He was great. My favorite was the Broman brothers, but no big deal.
I'm
You know,
not a
just
big
Duluth.
college sports guy.
I'm not a big college basketball guy, but watching Carmelo Anthony when he played for Texas,
That was sweet.
oh my God, it was so cool. Can you imagine if we got to watch, now we're just talking shit.
That's
but
okay.
If we got to watch Kevin Garnett play in college, can you
Kobe
imagine that?
Bryant
Or
versus
Sean
Kevin.
Kemp
Or Kobe.
in Kobe. I'm saying
And LeBron. Yeah, that would be amazing.
LeBron. Who's better, LeBron or Kevin Garnett?
KG coming
That's
in
right.
there with the
I was already
with the
thinking. I was
nines,
already ready for an answer to
bazookas.
say "fuck you." But then, okay, you win. Okay, let's get to our event.
So our event is
Not an event. We just talking about shitty events. This is a positive event.
positive event, folks. It's a bracket for the shittiest theological takes.
That's right. Because
hey, you think a 64 team field is a lot?
we're gonna do 8.
120.
We're doing so many. But you know what's funny? I haven't thought about this till right now. Like, churches like to rank things. Christians like, well, this is what's really best and this is what's holiest. And our whole podcast is like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And we're doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but opposite.
But, well, not really. But because I think it's funny and it gets people talking. on shitty theological takes, which we'll explain a little bit, and then rank them so then we can all collectively rage over those sayings and then laugh. It's like a rage laugh.
Correct.
Okay. So how would you define a shitty theological take?
Certainly.
Shouldn't take a lot of thought.
Certainly a harmful interpretation. At least a qualifier. One that can be used as manipulation.
Yeah.
And
I thought you were going to define theology first.
oh, go ahead and tell me what you're.
It's just God talk. It's just it's shitty ways of thinking or processing or talking about God
that are connected to the Bible.
It does not need to be.
Well,
I'd say
to
the
be
shittiest
theological.
connections. No, it doesn't.
Oh yeah, you're right. What am I saying?
Trinity's not in the Bible.
Okay, fine.
Hello.
That is. Every time I hear about one of those things that seem like such a tenet of the faith and it's not even in the Bible, it's just like.
I just listened to a half-hour discussion on a shitty Christian conservative radio show where they were breaking apart the Trump. What did he do last night?
State of the Union.
State of the Union. And he's like, well, not everything Trump said was in the Bible, but let me tell you why it's biblical. And I'm like, oh, my God, fuck you. So I would say, to jump off what you're saying then, a shitty theological take would be the intended or unintended consequences are bringing harm or violence or silencing people.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So it only serves the power. It only serves those in charge. Yes.
So we're going to have a big selection Sunday.
Hold on. Or it benefits those in power, or it or a shitty theological take is also like where you say, well, we don't have all the answers, only God does. So it's away from, what do you call that? Distancing yourself from any not just consequences, but any firm stance where no one can put you in a camp.
Sure.
Is also a shitty theological take.
Correct.
So we're going to name a couple of them, but what we're looking for is by the time you're listening to this, on our social media, there's going to be links where you can first nominate. So anyone can nominate. You can go to shitmypastorsaid.com, right? Shitmypastorsaid.com?
I think so, yes.
Yes, thank you. And then also on our social media. And then everyone can nominate. And then Dan and I and Bree are going to do a special reveal. What do we call it?
Selection show.
Selection committee show. Yeah. We're going to have music. This is 1,000% ripped off from. Yeah, we have to say it.
No,
Common Man ripped it off from someone in
Texas. I don't give a shit
Texas.
about local sports TV or radio. He stole it from
Texas.
March Madness.
No, he stole it from a radio show in Texas. Did the same thing.
Who stole it from March Madness?
No,
so we're getting it from
March
the
Madness
source.
is not the first people to come up with a bracket. I'm saying that his show does the. I can't say the word.
Preposterous statement. I don't want to get in the weeds of
I
where this
love
is
it.
going. Yeah,
I love it. We give it credit. So he does, but they mock it, right?
Right.
It's a whole thing. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have the music. We're gonna have give me your radio announcer voice.
From downtown, the Christ man cometh.
That should be the name of the episode. The Christ man cometh. So people are gonna nominate it. We're gonna pick the 8 to 100 best. We're going to rank them, and then we're going to put it on the internet, and then people can vote
on them. Yes.
on how they win. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to drag it out for only 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be, after Catholic month wraps up, we'll spend a couple months on this.
Then we're going to move to,
to Segal week.
Swedish Lutheran month. Yeah. Segal week.
We should talk about, I'd be curious about theological things that we wish would have taken hold. Maybe even like biblical things that wish...
David's Mighty Men would be number one.
I was just listening to a podcast about how Alexander the Great versus the Persians, and how the Persians had an elite group of fighters called the Immortals. Isn't that cool?
I thought you were going a totally different direction.
What direction?
You said theological takes I wish would have hold.
Oh, no, but then we said David's fight.
I know, but then I thought of what about people... like fucking angels.
Hey,
now we're seeing if what can hold, all right?
That shit is. Let's do an episode on that.
Nephilims?
Nephilim, yeah.
Nephilim.
Craziness. Like what?
Interested?
I've only heard one pastor who's going to be an episode on this podcast, Greg Boyd.
He talked about it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I forget
Greg
what his
Boyd
take
is
was.
coming on the podcast.
Yeah, big get.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so what Dan and I are going to do, we're going to wet your whistle. on some shitty theological takes to stimulate those brains of yours so you can come up, because you probably suppressed most of them.
Some of these are going to be controversial because.
How so?
Okay, I'll just
Which one?
I think Satan will be controversial.
Why is that controversial?
Because I think you got to be pretty deconstructed to think that Satan is a shitty theological take.
I disagree on
I'm
that.
saying like that's such a core thing of people that are maybe still in the faith a little bit, coming out of it.
Well, no, I'd say in evangelicalism and charismatic movements, yes, but
Yeah.
I would say people who would be more mainline and especially more Lutheran, I would think put way less importance on Satan than what, because evangelicals put Satan so high in it because we need something to be against.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have something.
Catholics too, though, for sure.
Catholic month. Yeah. You just say the same thing. Catholic month. So I think, but a shitty theological take could be on what Satan does, like the whole idea of seek, kill, and destroy. Satan is like a lion roaming. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they always had to put the emphasis on like seek, kill, and destroy. It's like Satan's out there to not just disrupt you. It's like he wants to fucking murder. And
Yeah.
that is
Michael
so
Myers,
bad.
yeah.
Oh my God.
It's also just wild, like, why doesn't God just defeat Satan? That's where, like, it is a shitty take, obviously, because it falls apart so quick. Like, wait, this was your best angel, and then they just left?
Your best angel, and then he wanted power. He wanted to be God, so then he has to be cast out with everyone else. Why? And they believe that God is outside of time, right?
Yeah.
So, like, there is no concept of timing. God has always existed, which means the angels have always existed. God didn't create them, so somehow they all came into being at some point. And are you telling me in the history of the timeless world, there's only one angel that wanted to be God? And that means they have enough consciousness to be able to delineate where am I at, where is God, my social identities and locations over here. Now I want that. You think no other angel did the same fucking thing?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
I was hoping a little more heat on that, Dano.
All right, I'll put one forth. I think it might be a number 2 seed.
Oh, we're giving. So where would you put Satan? Seek, kill, and
I mean,
destroy.
1. That's a 1 seed for sure.
No, I wouldn't put him as a number
Satan as a shitty theological
If we only have
thing?
8 if we only have 8, that means we're gonna have
Okay, this isn't the selection show, but I think Satan is a high-seeded.
high, not number 1.
Okay, what about predestination or Calvinism in general?
That's not number 1 either.
I said it was number 2.
Who does number 2 work for?
Don't you think? I think as far as shittiness, I think
Yeah.
Satan has the weight
I
of
never-
theology behind it, but as far as shittiness, predestination is about as shitty a thing as you can do.
Yeah, it is. I just never believed in it.
I think what makes it hard is that
What is predestination? How would you just for people?
like God is in control of everything. If God is like I can see how they get there on their own terms. If God is all powerful, all knowing, then God must be behind every single, or know about at the very least, know about every single little thing that might or will or has ever happened.
Yeah.
So predestination is saying if that's true, then how does he know about it? If then he has to be involved in it, which means that he has to decide that it's going to happen.
yeah,
Because nothing can happen outside of, he's all powerful.
Yeah.
Nothing can happen outside of his power, outside of his will. So
Yeah.
therefore, he made everything happen. Which sounds like, oh yeah, God rose the
Convenient.
mountains up and blah, blah,
sounds
blah.
convenient.
Yeah. But then it has to be true that if God, pre-decided that you were going to be saved or you would meet your husband or whatever, all the things that might be positive, then it has to be true that God also, decided that someone's going to get raped and skinned alive and the worst things ever in history, which is
Yeah.
like, well, then that's a bad God.
It's horrible. Monster God.
Yeah, that's a true
I
monster.
guess.
But then
It might
people
move it
have
up
to
to number
twist
3.
it to make it seem like, because if that's true, then you cannot believe in that. No one can believe in that. So then you have to go back and twist it over the 1,000 years or whenever this theology was made up, to then say like, well, then the bad you can't have light without the darkness.
Yeah.
There has to be contrast, they say, and so therefore, the bad things are happening actually are a testament to how loving God is, and then you get all twisted, and it's just so crazy.
So it's like saying, well, dad is a really good person. He just beats us when he's drunk.
Right.
Right? It's like, well, come on. I mean, we kind of deserved it, right? It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, 'cause then you have to change the premise to
Yeah.
we deserve it,
We deserve it.
which is a fucked up theology.
And when you already believe in that God can do all things, then you don't have agency and you don't have responsibility. Because then you could say, why take care of the earth if we're all going to heaven anyways? God already predestined us to go somewhere else, so we don't have to take care of it because we're not home yet.
Yeah.
Another
Hold on.
bad theological thing.
Hold on. The way that they would put it, like a final point on all of it was like if they get trapped in cornered, then they say like, well, God must have more of an understanding of why this is good.
Do you know
This bad thing must actually be good, and who are we to question God?
Yes. Does the clay ever make a comment to the art, the potter? The thing that same argument I hated was like I'm holding up my hand like crochet, and they'd say on this end it looks like a beautiful piece of art, right? It was like a picture of a bicycle, but if you turn it around and the lines go everywhere and it's messy, they're like, sometimes you just don't always know what God's doing until it's all turned around. Like, some were dead.
Right.
Okay. Next shitty theological take that I think this is a legit number one is Satan putting dinosaur bones in the ground to fool humans.
It's the funniest one.
I've never heard that until about 2 years ago. Is the first time. Have you heard about that before?
Yeah. Explain it again. Like,
So the fact that there's dinosaur bones in the ground
well, it starts with oil,
with what?
fossil fuels.
No.
Well, I mean, that's where
It can go down that road, but the basic argument is if the Earth is only 6,000 years old, and maybe the oil comes into that as well, but still, if it's a young Earth model, then there's not enough time for the dinosaur bones to get that far underground, right? So they
dinosaurs would have to like have existed and then died in time
There you
for
go.
humans to never interact with them,
Yes, yeah.
or for them not to be in Genesis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you know what's funny? A guy when I worked at a camp said dinosaurs aren't real.
Yeah.
Like he really believed it. And I bet that's where it was coming from, actually.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, God, that's so weird.
Famous douchebag pastor Mark Driscoll's wife. I've told you this.
No.
It's my favorite clip of him. Somebody's like, he's doing a Q&A with his wife, and they're like, "Do you believe dinosaurs are real?" And he's like, "I personally believe dinosaurs are real, but and he looks over at his wife and he's like, "But my wife doesn't think they're real." And you could tell he was kind of like hesitant. And she's like, "That's right. I just don't think they're real." It's like you.
We should do a whole episode where I
Mark
just
Driscoll
bring up.
on.
I bring. Oh my God, no! But
Get
bring
his
up.
wife on.
You should just do it impersonations only.
Sure. I just think God put him here to fool us. So that's what it is, right?
It is, but so then the shitty theological take is a way to disprove science.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's just Satan tempting us with fake realities.
So just to be clear, Satan put the dinosaur bones in the earth to fool humans to lead us away from God.
Yes.
So good.
Mm-hmm. It's rich. That's up there.
How crazy is it that as a little kid, dinosaurs are the coolest thing ever?
Yeah.
And then you learn one day when you're driving in a car that the reason this car can be fueled by gasoline is because dinosaur bones. Unbelievable.
Because of Satan. That's why. Okay, next one, Dano.
Let's go with
Predestination was up there. Yeah.
Yeah. The Rapture. That's a big
This
one.
is number one with a bullet.
Yeah, that's a number one seat.
And I put it up there as not just the theological concept of the rapture, which is a modern way of thinking, but it's all the fear and the amount of detail they put into the rapture. So if you hear, like I posted recently of like, where we lived in Carlton, there was a train that would go through in the middle of the night and it'd blow its horn or its whistle, whatever it is. And there'd be times where I'd wake up in a sweat hearing that horn thinking I missed the rapture, and I'd have to go upstairs, go look at Mom.
Why'd you look at me? I was on the bottom
No,
bunk.
you don't make the cut, my man. No, this wasn't when I was in the bunk beds. This was when I was in that the room right next to that really small one without windows that was like
the
a death
death
trap
room.
the death room. That's when I was a teenager, and that's when it got scary.
Remember this song? Do you hear the song
Coming from the mountains, I hear it stronger each day. That one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I hear and it's like it rhymes saying, and it's getting closer and closer, and then they'd blow the shofar in the song.
Wow.
God, of course.
Rapture
That's
is
why I
wild,
remember.
man.
The what?
Rapture.
It's so, and then you can.
I remember being truly scared that I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, as you should. I think I've said this before, but I met a young woman who was a traveling nurse, and we were talking about spirituality, and she said, I just can't do it anymore. I came from a very conservative family, and I didn't go to church anymore. And she came back after she graduated high school to visit her family, and they laid out all their clothes on the ground. All the family did, so it made it look like they got raptured.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And she's like, she goes, I don't know what they were expecting me to do when I actually got in the home and I saw them.
She freak out?
No.
Oh.
She's, of course she. do you think? No, it worked. She repented, and then they walked out and said, "Oh, we were just kidding."
I missed the part that she wasn't a believer.
No, she didn't want. She knew that she was part of a cult. But what do you think the parents were really thinking? Can you imagine the parents just being like, "God damn, this is gonna work"? Like they think she's gonna like get on her knees.
Yeah.
And then they show up. Then wouldn't you just be pissed because they're not raptured?
Yeah, exactly.
God damn.
This isn't on the list, but I think it should be, and that is taking the Bible literally, or inerrant. Is that the inerrant?
Inerrant word of God.
Yeah, I think that's pretty damaging, very damaging.
Yeah,
number one seed.
It might be. That might
we
be
all
number
have
one.
number one.
That might,
It's a tournament of all number ones.
It's called the Messiah bracket. Just all number ones. Okay.
Yeah.
What about this one?
You go ahead.
Can we do this one?
I don't think it's a number one seed. I don't even know if it makes the bracket.
I just threw it up there. I put it. What about
Sure,
soaking?
absolutely.
The
It's a
whole idea
Mormon
of
thing.
soaking. I was talking about spiritual soaking. No, was it? Soaking is the idea that you can have. I don't know. Would it be considered intercourse? The whole idea is that you can. How do you?
You stick a penis into
Yes,
a
thank you.
vagina, and your friend jumps on the bed.
Or someone jumps on the bed to make the movement
Okay, it doesn't
happen.
have to be your friend. Is
It's
that what
not. No. Someone said, "Hey, I'll give you
Hey,
$50
man, if
bucks.
someone's
Jump up
jumping
and down."
on the bed to get the.
Doesn't have to be a friend.
Yeah,
Could be a neighbor. Could be
a neighbor.
Could be-
Mormons, I mean, friends are neighbors, and
Good
neighbors
point.
are friends.
I like you're selling this good. So, the idea, theological thing is it doesn't count as intercourse if you're not thrusting. You just someone else is doing the work for you.
I'd like to get the exegete on that. Now that's a hermeneutics I can get by.
Now we're talking. All right.
That is that's a pure form of like interpreting scripture to get what you want, like perfect. I've heard this one. I've only really heard it from like comedians. I think they were Jewish, but I've heard it actually from Mormons too. This is not something I've heard anywhere close to me, but like anal sex is okay. You're still a virgin.
100%. Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, adjacent to soaking.
Soaking adjacent is maybe that could be the name of the bracket.
Soaking
adjacent. Okay, last one. I think, well, for funny one, I'm going to go to foothold. It all comes back down to Satan.
That's why he's the number one seed.
He's like the KG of this tournament. The idea of foothold, I remember being really scared because I think it's Paul. He says don't give Satan even a foothold, and people would just make comments at youth group like, well, you don't want to give him a foothold, and there was the idea that I could intentionally, unintentionally expose myself to something that would create like a crevice or a latching point where then a demon or Satan or the Prince of Darkness would like attach itself to me. And so I'd always feel like then it's going to be with me. So it's not just like near me, it is attaching itself to me. And how many footholds have I created when I watched Saved by the Bell and I was watching Kelly? What was Kelly's last name?
Lepowski.
You got that one a little too quickly. Kelly Lepowski. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it just puts fear. It's unintended. I bet it's very intended. There's things that adults say to kids and teenagers in a church context thinking it's okay, and they don't understand the fucking trauma it brings on when you're thinking, I just invited Satan into my soul.
Yeah, because when you teach kids that inerrant word of God, we have
Number
to
one
take
seed.
everything seriously. then they're going to sometimes. They're going to take this shit seriously, and then they're going to walk around thinking, if I have a lustful thought and then the world ends, I'm going to hell.
Or I swear right before I get hit by a bus. Man, the amount of energy I've had to put in at funerals, honestly, I don't talk about it a lot, but people are scared to death that the people they love are going to hell.
Yeah, it is
And
really.
even when they're like diehard evangelicals and they're like, no, I think they said the sinner's prayer, they still have like terror in their eyes of like, it's going to be okay. I'm like, who's going to tell you it's not?
Right.
You'd have to be some kind of asshole to be like, no, sorry, they're going to hell.
Right. I love that Trump will once in a while muse about like, not sure I'm getting there. You heard him do that?
Yes, I have.
It's so funny.
They say to love your enemies. I'm not going to
I'm
do
not
it.
sure I'm making it over the line.
My Trump impersonation's not good.
Everyone's got one. It's like it's the new walking. Here's another one.
Good point. Good Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Okay, last.
I don't know about.
I thought you were going to give a theological
going to.
take. Okay.
Substitutionary atonement.
Oh, my God. How did we not even put
I
that
don't know.
down?
That's number one.
I would just put down atonement theories.
A future guest, Greg Boyd, has one that I was sold on at one point.
But it'll be
what it is.
after Catholic month, so we can't talk about it.
Yeah, substitutionary atonement, that you are bad, God is going to kill you, Jesus comes in and takes your punishment and gives you everlasting life.
You know what's hand of God, I heard this today in that same Christian conservative radio show. They were talking on 12 ways to evangelize your friends, and one of them was start up talking about the weather, make small talk, just like get people talking. He goes, then sometimes they might bring up like, oh man, I lost my dad. It was really hard. And he goes, yeah, seriously. He goes, you know what else is that God lost his son, right? And he willingly gave up his son so that you could be forgiven. And I'm like, that's your response to my dad is dead? And you're like, well, God knows a little something about murdering his own children. God, it makes, like you said earlier, I can understand how people get there. But when you play it all the way out of substitutionary, say it for me now.
Atonement.
Substitutionary?
Yes.
Okay, atonement. I can say atonement. And Greg Boyd, honestly, is one of the first people that helped me think through of like, it's like God was holding a gun to your head, and then Jesus like slipped in the last moment and put it up to his temple.
Right.
And saying God's like, you're lucky you didn't pull the trigger.
Christus Victor is the one I was thinking of. That what Boyd purported at one point.
Yeah, and
I haven't engaged in this shit in years, but
I don't think it holds up great.
really, I have no idea.
But again, there's a way more atonement theories than you realize, and not like I heard one professor saying it's like a kaleidoscope. He's like, we can make sense of it, but you're just going to pick the one that you like most.
You know my favorite atonement theory? Soprano. Atone.
I knew it was good. Okay, that's it for Shit My Pastor Said. You please go on to our socials. Go to shitmypastorsaid.com where you can nominate and vote, and then we'll be back next week.